Today on Drawbli, Abby is drawing.
Lighting on eggs to practice pulling lighting from reference portraits like this.
Click that subscribe button if you are new around here.
And comment below with ideas of what we can do to improve as artists.
And if you just so happen to be painting some eggs, share them online with the hashtag Drawbli.
Hashtag.
Tell me about your eggs, Abby, because this is kind of a weird exercise.
It is our homework assignment.
I've yet to see that. Abby's just flying ahead of me.
I am farther ahead than you.
Way further ahead than you.
Ahmed Al-Douri's course has a whole section on lighting eggs, and you take a reference portrait and you try to light an egg in the same style.
So you look at the reference image and you're like, I think the light is coming from this direction and I think the light is this color.
Yes, you try to pull from the color, you pull from the coolness, the warmth, the values, all that stuff. You apply to the egg, you blend the egg so it's pretty, and you draw a little face on the egg, a crucial step that is repeated many times.
The face is very crucial.
And forgotten a handful of times. Also, I finally wise up and create an egg that looks fine and duplicate that egg.
I was going to ask you about that.
Well, the problem is I kept messing up on the first few eggs and putting the black checker where I didn't want the black checker and the white checker. So this is finally my good egg. In fact, I named the
good
layer
egg.
Good Egg. Yes.
That's so funny because it reminds me of when we were in Hawaii and there was a gentleman on the street corners calling people either good eggs or bad eggs.
Yes, depending on if we donated money to his cause.
Yes, with his something in a brown paper bag in his hand that he was swinging around quite wildly.
It was the cause of being homeless.
Which is a horrible cause in Hawaii, but
yes,
back to your eggs.
There's 30 eggs.
30 eggs? Holy butt.
Yes, a lot of this is file management because I loaded a bunch of reference pictures into here and I painted 30 eggs.
That's a lot of eggs.
It's so many. I did probably my best work on the earlier eggs.
Really?
Because by the end, well, it's to be determined. Either by the end, I was very much better and faster at lighting my eggs, or I was about to go crazy if I painted another egg, and I did, and, just didn't maybe work as hard on them. You can't really tell because I got a lot better at it, but I also got a lot less passionate about eggs. But I'm not there yet.
I'm not incredibly passionate about eggs myself, so I probably would have lost interest way before 30.
Yeah, it took me all week to do this. This was not a sit-down session and one and done.
So at the end of painting 30 eggs, now what? Are you just like... Are you enlightened?
Am I enlightened?
Have you transcended?
I am excellent at lighting now. I feel like this was a phenomenal exercise.
Really?
In all honesty.
Wow.
I got much more comfortable with using the masking layers.
Okay.
Which for me, was something important. And just like when I painted my AirPod case a bajillion times over and over.
A bajillion,
that
yes.
simple,
I do remember that one.
I drew so much from that. And just like with
You
that...
drew
this as well. I just feel like the simple work over and over really started to really hammer in some lessons on lighting. So, it was a great exercise. It really did fry my brain and my technique and trying on each of these eggs definitely changes towards the end, but I'm so glad I did it.
It seems like a really simple exercise when you first look at it, but what I do really like about this exercise, and I'm surprised it wasn't presented earlier, is it really gets you to think about the light sources in your image that you're referencing and in the portrait or whatever else you are painting. And I feel like that's not something that I always immediately consider when I get in and start working on a portrait. I'm typically looking at proportions and, obviously just getting those primary shapes into position just in general with some quick lines. And then I start looking at the lighting, but I don't necessarily think about the light sources. Which is something that I would like to do a lot more.
I feel like having done this exercise now, I'm going to be a lot more in tune with thinking about light sources and how that might affect the coloring and values of a piece that I'm working on. And maybe even create my own lighting. I've experimented with that in the past on a very rudimentary level.
Very nice.
Which was really, really fun. And so I would love to get better at that. Briefly, I did try adding color to the eggs before I changed the value. That was just an optional part of the assignment.
Made it a lot harder, I'm sure.
It did. I didn't really care for it. It was hard, and I felt like the black and white was fine, thank you. So I stuck with the black and white again after a while. But I tried it. You gotta try. There was a whole part of the assignment that either I won't do at all or I haven't done yet, which is where you design your own Russian Fabergé eggs.
Ooh, that's cool.
And you try to draw those in different lighting.
Oh.
Yeah, so I may or may not do that, TBD.
Huh.
Yeah.
I feel like you're maybe completely done on eggs.
I might be completely done on eggs. Maybe you can do that assignment.
Instead of the 30 eggs? That might be more up my alley.
The 30 eggs definitely was presented as a range. You could do, I think it was 10 to 30 or something.
10 to 30, but you were like, I'm doing all of them.
Well, I'm a maximalist of a completionist maybe, where I'm I'm just gonna do all the eggs.
I gotta collect all the eggs in the drawing video game.
Yeah, plus, we're documenting our journey, and it's kind of fun to document the what ifs, what if I did 30 eggs instead of just 10?
So I will do this assignment eventually when I catch up to you. I'm so far behind. Abby is just kind of crushing it over here, and I'm the lazy guy that barely does his homework, barely watches the lectures.
True.
I'm trying, guys. She's too fast.
Oh, that reminds me. Do you want to go to Starbucks later today?
I might want to go to a cafe later today.
Why not Starbucks?
Because you know what happened when we played Starbucks for Life, and we had so many days. These lights on the egg are very cool surrounding it.
Thanks.
We had so many days where I'd roll that dice, I'd shake that snow globe, and guess what I would get?
Not a winner.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Goose egg.
That was a sad time.
It was.
It was a sad time.
I'm still kind of holding a grudge against Starbucks for that.
I saw some wedding gear in a Francesca's yesterday that had
I have to parse this sentence because so wedding gear.
So
let's start there.
So little satchels and bows, things you carry around that say bride, that kind of thing.
And Francesca's,
the store that sells cute earrings and whatnot, had a little clutch, and one of them said happily ever after.
And a clutch.
Beat it out. Yeah, and a clutch.
I know what a clutch is.
And one of them said, blame it on the goose. And I don't know what that means.
Blame it on the goose?
Blame it on the goose.
Well, what's good for the goose is good for the blaming.
I guess.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Maybe it's probably a young, hip, cool person thing, and we're too lame and old. And
young, hip, cool people aren't getting married, so I don't know.
Ooh, wow. Shots fired. Shots fired at young, hip, cool people.
Hey, I wasn't married as a young, hip, cool person.
Yeah, and then you got boring.
Yeah, I did.
So now you can officially be married.
Yeah, I can officially be married. Aww.
I really like this egg as well. All the
Thanks.
colors on this are super cool.
Thank you.
I'm a little disappointed because the faces that you're creating on your eggs here at the end aren't very good.
They're not as cute.
They're not as cute. You're kind of phoning in the faces.
I actually am. But check out this face on this egg.
I won't.
Brace
Even
yourself.
before you do the face, I love the egg. Whoa.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Hold on. Did you just use the
the
luminosity brush or whatever?
I did for the face.
Oh my god.
I just couldn't resist.
Throwback to first episode of Drawbli or first 2 episodes of Drawbli where you discovered that glowing brush and you're like, this is my art style now.
I saved all the reference portraits with crazy lighting for the very last few eggs, just as I thought they would inspire me to keep going.
And did they?
Yeah, they did. I started out with all the more basic lighting eggs, and actually my first few eggs were probably some of my best. But I knew 30 was a lot, so I gave myself the cool red, blue.
Yeah, these are really cool lighting.
This is my worst egg.
Where did you find these lighting references?
The internet.
The internet.
That's probably
just searched crazy lighting.
I had some weird search terms, but I'm a weird search termer. I don't play by the rules.
That's a good egg. That's not a horrible egg.
That's not a horrible egg. And then he sits on screen for a long time because I think somebody started talking to me and I walked away. I like this egg. I like the colors on this egg.
I really like this lighting scenario. It's super cool. All these lighting scenarios are so fun and colorful.
Yeah, it's always one color from one side and another color from down on the other side.
Yeah, just for that alone, obviously the eggs are not like you're flying through them. How long did each egg take?
I don't know, not long.
Like 5 minutes?
These later ones, maybe 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, so not long at all to work on these. These are really cool. It seems like initially like a really lame exercise, but I don't know.
Not at all.
I'm definitely gonna do some.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll do 30 though.
30 was a really fun challenge, but that's how I am. I always like to do the hardest version available. And here's all the eggs. Let's go.
Wow. Okay, so 2, 3, and all the way up to 30. Jeez.
They're not in the order of how I did them in. They're just in the order of how they came into Premiere.
Whatever, just drag and drop. Here we go.
I like that one.
I love the glowing one.
This
one. Bald man. I love that face. Yeah, these are so cute and fun. And oh man, what's so cool with this exercise is
that's my favorite one.
That is a really good one actually.
Yeah.
You end up with something really that one's really good.
Thanks.
You end up with something really unique and cute and fun, but you also get all this really great practice lighting something.
Yeah, no, it was great practice. I definitely recommend trying this out, and I don't have the full piece on how to do and all that jazz.
Count me in for this challenge.
That's my other favorite one.
That's a good one too.
Yeah, that one's gonna be in the thumbnail. Oh, and that's the last one. Ta-da!
Wow. And would you recommend doing this exercise here for anybody watching?
Absolutely. Try it out. See what you can do. Have fun with it.
Share some other ideas as well down in the comments if you guys have some ideas of how we can improve as artists. Click that subscribe button if you are, of course, new around here.
And
new in town.
New in town. This is the part where we say goodbye.
Goomba.
Excuse me, I'm new in town.
Oh, would you like a tour of the local Walgreens?
I would love a tour of the local Walgreens.
It's all we have for miles and miles.
That's not true. I saw a CVS on the corner.
Oh, we don't believe in CVS here.
It's against my religion as well.
You want to get married?
Yes.